It's tough to get a meal like this in the United States.
Did you miss this? Of course I did.
Though as tasty as Chongqing noodles can be, it's not why 28-year-old Xie Ke moved back to Shanghai from San Francisco earlier this year.
You kind of feel you're pushed out of the door and people are closing doors to you.
Xie used to work for Twitter as a data analyst, but decided to start his own company.
So here's my app.
He's developing an app called Guilian. It's a messaging program that relies exclusively on video.
Hi, Ting. Say hi.
He'd planned on developing it in the U.S., even applying for his green card last year. But then things changed.
We have taken historic steps to secure our border.
The Trump administration's decidedly anti-immigration stance has spooked many in the U.S. tech world, an industry that relies heavily on immigrant talent. Trump's travel ban back in late January was the first omen for many, but the more relevant move could deal with visas called H-1Bs. Trump signed an executive order that called for the review and ultimate reform of the policy that allows highly skilled foreigners to work in the U.S. Critics complain it allows companies to hire cheaper foreign workers instead of Americans. Most of the 85,000 people granted the visa each year work in tech. But exactly how the president plans to reform the program isn't yet known.
The uncertainty is what's really driving the fear, because nobody is really clear on what's going to happen.
Michael Solomon runs 10X Management, a tech recruiting firm, and says foreigners in tech are either trying to get into the U.S. fast or figure out what to do if they're already in the country but forced to leave. He says Trump's policies and rhetoric could impact Silicon Valley's reputation as the best place in the world for tech talent.
We are going to see a tarnishing of those images if we continue to have this anti-immigration sentiment.
Solomon also says there's just not enough qualified Americans to fill out all the jobs the tech world needs. So if companies can't find the workers they need in the U.S.,
they're going to move those functions offshore, and we're going to see the jobs evaporate in a different way and probably in larger numbers.
And then there's people like Xie Ke back at the noodle restaurant. He started his company in China partly because this is a booming market for tech, and partly because starting a company is hard enough.
I'm building a business, and you're asking me to worry about my status, my immigration status. And
Yeah, you've got enough to worry about already.
exactly. So I kind of think, okay, that's too much.
And if Guilian takes off, the company will pay taxes in China and create jobs in China, instead of doing so in the United States. Matt Rivers, CNN, Beijing.